morning. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. First day of fall is here. Although we're not going to have very much fall-like weather for a bit, but fall is here. Alright, I need my electrolyte beverage. Yeah, it's fall time, if you can believe that. So we're going to be headed down to South Austin today. That's where we're headed right now, is South Austin. I'm going to go see what's happening around the city. Gonna go see what we can get into. Got another load of water to hand out today. We're gonna make that happen. Let's see. See what's happening in the city right now as it is. Good morning, Storm Chaser Mark. How are you doing, sir? Happy first day of fall. There's really not much happening around the city right now. There's a special event happening, but it is a nice cloudy morning. But as you know, that will go away and it'll burn off. All these clouds will burn off into a pretty decent day today, hopefully. Storm Chaser Mark knows all about that. I'll tell you what, I took last night off just to kind of rest my elbow and ice, and just haven't been feeling really good. And I was sitting outside about 10 o'clock last night, and something happened that hasn't happened to me since I was a kid. This massive, well, I don't want to say massive, this big tarantula walked right up to me where I was sitting. And I just put my hand down and let him crawl up my arm. I haven't got to do that since I was a kid. I haven't really seen a tarantula since I was a kid. And this thing just came out of nowhere and walked right up to me. So I let him crawl on me so the kids could see it, and then my son Joseph, he let it crawl on him for a minute, and then we took him away from the house and let him go on his merry way last night. I'm sure picking him up and handling him was a little scary to him, but he didn't seem too scared. You know how a tarantula gets into one of those, kind of where that defensive posture where they raise their feet up at you, or those front legs that kind of make this show. He never did any of that. He was just kind of crawling around on us. So pretty interesting. I haven't seen a tarantula in a long time. Commie Slayer. Oh, did you see that, Mark? I deleted that because I finally read his whole message. Mark, I think that account, somebody's trying to set me up. I think, and that's why I deleted it. I think somebody's trying to set me up, and because that account was just created in September. I blocked him after last night, so I don't know who it is. Like I said, it's a brand new account, and I think the Commie Slayer guy is trying to set me up right now. So I'm gonna avoid him. Miss Anthony, how are you doing, young lady? How's New York? We're just headed down to South Austin. We're gonna head down. I'm gonna hand out some water and some Gatorade today, and we're gonna see what's happening around the city. Thanks for being on. Library Fox, how are you doing, sir? Yeah, the Commie Slayer guy, like I said, I think that might be somebody trying to set me up. And like I said, like I posted last night, I told this guy, well, I didn't talk to him directly. I took a screenshot of his message. Like, I don't want to get sued. And from what my lawyer tells me, if I put out anything in that video that is not based in fact, they will sue me. And so, like I said, I had some facts wrong in the video, so I'm retooling it. I want to make sure that it is right and I don't get a defamation lawsuit. So yeah, they joined this month. It's a brand new account. And did you see the message? Did you see what he said in his DM to me? Talking about sex in a park and all that stuff. It's crazy, man. I mean, maybe it's true. I don't know, but I have no way to prove that, and I'm not gonna walk into a trap. And you know, it's almost like they want me to see that kind of comment, and then add that to a video. That way, when I publish it, you know, they can sue my ass off. And look, we're struggling enough as it is without a lawsuit. You know what I mean? Killer Carla, good morning. Library Fox, good morning. Miss Anthony, all the way from New York City, is in the chat this morning. Miss Anthony here is the only reason right now that we are out here on the streets, because of her support for Dash. She is basically almost single-handedly carrying us at the moment. I hate to say that, but it's true. And I very much appreciate her support of what we're trying to do out here. You have no clue how much it means. Yeah, Mark, I don't know what the guy, I don't know who they are. Commie Slayer, I mean, come on. And then that message that he put, you know, so I ended up deleting that message just because I didn't want the DM out there. I didn't want that, you know, salacious detail. So yeah. But it is what it is. Like I said, I'll put the video out this coming week. I just needed to make some changes and add some stuff to it. You know, I can't take a chance of picking up a defamation lawsuit here in Austin, and you know, we all know that these people on the left here in Austin would love nothing more than to drag my ass into court. Miss Anthony, I'll tell you what, I will send you here right now. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna send it to you in your DMs. Hang on one sec. Oh, you messaged me this morning. Hang on. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even see that. I just sent you what they DM'd me yesterday. So, I've ran the Commie Slayer through my the OSINT tools that I use, and there's really nothing on there. I mean, it's a new account. I don't know who it is or who it's connected to, but we're looking. And like I said, I don't really care. I'm not going to fall into a trap just because it's a salacious detail. You know, it's a detail about, you know, that would make him look really bad. There is absolutely no way to confirm that actually took place unless literally you saw it and had a video of it. You know what I mean? So if this person thought that I was going to publish that detail like it actually happened, so that's why I did delete the tweet, is because it did have that detail, and I did not want anybody to come back and say that I was saying that man was having sex in a public park. So you know, it's an account that was just created, an account that's pushing me to publish information that I am not certain is true. I don't know. I'm just not falling into that trap. So it is good. Like, I have to start remembering that, like, what we're doing is getting big enough now that, you know, people are going to try to, you know, lay traps like that. I've got to be really careful. All right, so we're headed down to South Austin. We're gonna run by the Barton Creek Greenbelt real quick. Yeah, it should be, and you know the most of the accounts that I interact with are verified accounts, unless I know the person. For one, I'll if I'm gonna interact with them and they're not verified, then I need to know them personally. Like Miss Anthony, I think she's actually verified though. Let's take Miss Anthony for example. I know her. I guess you could say personally. And let's say her account on X wasn't verified. That is the only way that I would interact, is if I knew her. And Miss Anthony is one of the only people that knows personal information about me. So you just got to be careful nowadays, you know, especially when you're talking about people, especially when you're talking about people on the left. And that's the thing. The story that I have about elder care is the guy is LGBTQ, I guess that's what you call him. He's gay. And so there's not another outlet in Austin. There's not another outlet in Austin that would cover that story because of what happened to me last week. You know, when I put out the teaser about this story, everybody came at me and called me, you know, homophobic, gay basher. And that is exactly why none of the other outlets in the city would cover it. It's because of that. Library Fox is on X. Hell yeah, I didn't know you were on X. I'm actually getting used to not saying Twitter. Like, I'm getting used to saying X, even though it feels normal just to say Twitter. And see, my biggest problem right now is sometimes I can be a bit naive. I try to see the good in people. You know what I mean? Yeah, they pretty much did come after me that day. And you know, the guy that is running for mayor on the Republican ticket here in Austin, Doug, Greco maybe is his last name. He waded off into that debate, and I think that was a big mistake for him because, boy, he picked up a lot of hate for calling me a gay basher. So, Miss Anthony, if you are still on, I don't know if the folks on X probably can't see the YouTube chat. You know, there's a whole lot of somebody had mentioned here in the chat the other day, maybe it was you, Library Fox, about why he named it X. Somebody had mentioned there was some reasoning behind that about the crossed, I can't remember now, but it was a pretty interesting comment about why he named it X. So right over here, I don't know if you are going to be able to see this or not. Maybe you'll be able to see it. There is... Nah, you're not going to be able to see it from here, but there's a massive camp right there in those trees. It is a big, big, dirty camp. Homeless camp. Yep. It's a big one. It is a big one. Yeah, Library Fox, you got me thinking when you posted that. I've been thinking about that comment here recently, and that's a very interesting comment. That is a very interesting take on that, and I mean, I think there's something to it, you know? Jeffrey, what's going on, my dude? Good morning. Good morning. But yeah, I think there might be, Library Fox, there's something to that. I've been doing a lot of thinking about that, and it makes a whole lot of sense. Makes a whole lot of sense. Man, that security guard, he can barely even walk. I don't know that this is the reason Elon might be totally. Could be. But you know what? Elon is one of these people that, there's a lot of meaning into the stuff that he says and does. So maybe, hell, who knows? He may know exactly what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like, the guy is, I worked for Howard Hughes. Before I did Dash, I worked for Howard Hughes companies. Hughes Research Laboratory, Hughes Aircraft, Hughes Networks. And Howard Hughes was one of these guys that was kind of like Elon Musk. He's incredibly smart, incredibly ambitious, and he ended up going nuts, because of the stuff that he was doing. He went absolutely nuts because of it. So, hopefully Musk doesn't do that. What in the world am I doing here? Anyway, I really enjoyed working for the Hughes companies. Obviously, Howard Hughes isn't involved in them anymore. He's dead. But still, just getting to work for the company that, the things that he created was very awesome. What few people today remember is that forms have inherent meaning. No letters, runes, graphs, all. He might have chosen the letter purely from intuition with the intent of doing certain things with the platform. Yeah, I think there's a lot to that too with how he, X is supposed to be the everything platform. It's going to be interesting to see what he chooses or what they are actually able to do with the platform. With X being the everything platform, it's going to be really interesting to see how this all works with X payments. And you can already do voice calling in the DMs, and which I think is really interesting how that works. I usually go through my list of followers on X, and if anything looks suspicious with accounts, I'll block them. I did the same thing, Mark. I did the same thing, but at a certain point, when you start gathering so many followers, it's hard to go through all of them. I'll start looking at the list, but then I quickly, get bogged down in the minutia of it, and I just let it go. At a certain point, it's like, well, if a bot wants to follow me, then, what am I supposed to do about it? So, I don't even look anymore, to be honest. Okay, we gotta get out from under the bridges. Yes, Miss Anthony, you can voice message on, you can do voice calling on DMs now. And the other thing is if you can block separately. So let's just say you don't want to block an account, but you want to block them from DMing, you can do that as well. And the DMs are point-to-point encrypted now as well, which I think is really awesome. Point-to-point encrypted. Now, I have never actually made a voice call through DMs, so, but I know for a fact, I read that it is possible that you can do that now. I usually come via Safari and hardly ever use the X app, but right now I'm via the app. Yeah. I'm the exact opposite. I very rarely. The only time that I use the browser for X is when I'm uploading videos or scheduling tweets. I do a lot of like if I have posted or if I've shot. Let's say I'm doing camp visits today. I will sit down and upload every video to X, and I will schedule them to go out at predetermined times throughout the day. It works for me. That way I don't have to keep making posts. They're already made at one point, boom, 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 and then I can send them out. Let's see. That's interesting thing about being able to read the forms. You can often read the true intention of the often polished intent. Yes, Library Fox. Guys, Library Fox is in Hamburg, Germany. So Library Fox is the only person that really that interacts with the channel and follows and that is outside of the United States, which I think is really awesome that we're able to do this, and you're able to see the streets here in Austin from anywhere in the world. I just think that's pretty damned amazing that we're able to do this. So I am going to be making some changes coming up to the internet that I have in the Dash Mobile. It is hella expensive to run Starlink, I will tell you that. And it has its drawbacks. Y'all know that I have issues with stability I have issues with stability here in the car. So I'm going to be changing. I'm going to be going back to an upgraded live U-Pack with 3 different carriers that are bonded together. And it's actually going to be cheaper for me to do that, to run a live U-Pack with AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, or whatever, with all of them bonded together. It's going to be cheaper than what it is that I pay for Starlink. Right now, for Starlink, I'm paying damn near $500 a month. It just depends on how much I'm streaming. It can average anywhere between $350 and $500 a month. And that is absolutely insane considering the amount of issues that I have with it. So I'm gonna keep the Starlink around for a while, but I'm gonna keep the service, that is. But I'm gonna be heading over to more of a yeah, it's pretty expensive, Miss Anthony, and it like I said, it just depends on how much I'm streaming. There's a base price, but then once you go over a certain number of gigabytes, it gets pretty expensive. It all depends on how much I'm streaming. Now, I have a site that we're working on right now. It's called the ATX Dashboard. ATXDashboard.com, where all of my expenses are going. So we've got it laid out to where you can see all of Dash, the expenses for Dash, and then you can see all the donations for Dash. And basically, there's a couple of reasons that I did that. One, transparency, because people all the time accuse me of just raking in the cash and I'm just rolling in it. And the other thing is to show people, I'm kind of wanting to stick it to the NGOs in this city. This is what we operate on. This is what we're able to do for people. This is how many bottles of water we've handed out, bottles of Gatorade. This is how many people we've helped without any funding from official sources. So there's a couple of reasons that I did that. And right now it's all not your name. I'm not doing any names. I'm doing numbers until I can figure out a way to not have identifying information. So right now it's just going to be numbers, no names. I'm not going to dox anybody, I promise you. Not doxing anybody. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I definitely I don't wanna blast anybody's names out there. I don't wanna make anybody feel uncomfortable, if you know what I mean. So just gonna be numbers for the moment. Like, donor number 1, donor number 2, so on and so forth. Definitely not doxing you, Miss Anthony. So anyway, we're working on that. The guy that built it set it up to basically where all I have to do is there is a Google sheet, and then as I incur expenses, incur donations, I can just enter the amounts into this Google sheet, and it will automatically update the website, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, yep, I appreciate everyone's privacy. I don't want to be doing anything that invades people's privacy. So anyway, yeah, it's gonna be neat. I hope it answers a lot of questions, and I hope it makes the nonprofits in this city feel like complete shit, to be quite honest. I hope it makes them look like idiots, because they are. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some nonprofits in the city that do good. One of the nonprofits here that I really like, and that I try to support when I can, is called the Other Ones Foundation. Out of all of the nonprofits that work in this city, the Other Ones Foundation is the absolute only nonprofit that I see out here on the streets, basically on a daily basis. I see them in the camps, I see them everywhere. And not only are they in the camps, but they hire the homeless folks. They pay them a daily wage. I forget how much it is, but they pay them a certain amount of money every day. And they drive around and they help clean up the homeless camps. And I think that's a great thing. It's cutting down on the trash in these camps. It's giving these people that are living on the street money. It's helping them work their way out of homelessness, and I think that's a great thing. The Other Ones Foundation is probably one of the best in the city when it comes to actually helping people. They do a bang-up job, and at a certain point, I would like Dash to basically follow that model if we're going to try to get into the the more of the nonprofit side of things, which. I'll have some news on the nonprofit stuff here pretty soon. I think you guys are going to be impressed. Miss Anthony, thanks for being on. Hey, I'll message you back a little bit later on X. You have a good day. Be safe up in New York. Don't be getting any fist fights. We know how you like to box. You be good and you be safe. Man, there's not many people out here looking for work today. Man, I tell you what, I spent months out here working right in this spot right here. All these illegal. Most of the people that you just saw are they are migrants from down south. Most of the people that you see here at this Home Depot looking for day jobs. They're here looking for day jobs because they don't have papers to be able to work in the United States. And so these people have crossed illegally, and they're just trying to make a living right now. That's what they're doing. All these people you see here on the side by these cars, all of these folks are migrants. Almost every one of them. And they are out here basically trying to make a buck. Cash money plus lunch. Cash money plus lunch. And that's it. Uh-oh. Cash money plus lunch, my friends. All right. Guys, if you are on X, go follow Miss Anthony. She does a lot in this city. for people. I mean, not only does, I mean, look, she has supported Dash since the beginning, and she not only does she support Dash, but she supports people in the city, people that are down on their luck, people that need help. If you guys remember the guy that we ended up getting the lawnmower for a while back, his name was Drifter. He's a homeless man living not far from right here. We ended up getting him a lawnmower, and guess what? He is off the streets, y'all. The lawnmower that we got him, he was able to mow, he was able to make money, and he is off the streets. Library Fox on Twitch too. There you go. So anyway, he is off the streets, and it is because of Miss Anthony. She is the one that purchased the lawnmower for Drifter, and he is off the streets as of I guess the last week or so. He was able to afford an apartment. So, hey guys, hold on. We're on the Waymo patrol. Here we go. Let's see. Waymo. But there is somebody driving that Waymo. Good morning, May. So anyway, if you are on X, go give her a follow. She is a top-notch American, a patriot, and she supports people. And she was almost directly responsible for helping a man leave the streets. So. All right. Old San Antonio Road. We are on Rumble this morning as well. If you guys, if anybody has a Rumble account and you want to watch on Rumble, you can watch on Rumble. Sounds like there is a structure fire. Good morning, May. Good morning. Good morning. Oh man, I've got a headache this morning. I'm gonna be going back tomorrow to the meth addict, the guy that I've been trying to get into rehab. I'm gonna be going back to his camp tomorrow. I'm gonna bring the guy lunch and try. Oh, hey, May, that's what I'm just talking about him. No, I went back to his camp. We sat and talked. He had decided that day that he just wasn't ready. And, I mean, when you're dealing with an addict, it's impossible to try to force somebody to do something like that, to go to rehab. But I'm going to keep working on him. I'm going to keep going back to his camp. I'm going to go back tomorrow. I'm going to bring him and his wife lunch, and we're going to have another chat. I want him to know that, his life is worth it, and people do care. And sometimes when you show someone, especially an addict, that you care about them and that their life, means something, sometimes that's enough to jerk them back into reality, if you know what I mean. So hopefully I can get him into rehab this week and get his wife into rehab and get them back off into society. May, my arm I have a massive bubble of fluid on my elbow. It is, I wish you could see it, but you can't. It is a massive ball of fluid right on my elbow. The swelling is kind of going down some, but now I just have this big ball of fluid. I don't know what the heck it is. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to give up on him. I think that, with just a little bit more prodding, I think we can get him into rehab. I really do. And he's not an old man. The streets, his looks are still okay. He hasn't completely fallen off that edge, to where, you just look like a homeless crackhead. So if we could get him into rehab now, or at least really soon, then he will be able to clean up really nicely, and he will still look like a good looking young man. So his wife, on the other hand, has went a little bit farther downhill in the looks department. You can definitely tell the drugs have taken a huge toll on her, but you would be surprised what a few weeks off the drugs can do for a person's looks. So hopefully we can get him in to a rehab before he takes too much of a turn, and it's hard to come back from. He still hasn't there's no tattoos on his face, or he hasn't lost his teeth, and that's important. So that is important. I know a lot of people don't think about that when it's when you're trying to help somebody off the streets. When we come across people in the camps that they haven't completely fallen into the whole I look like a drug addict. It's important. It's important to keep your teeth, and it's important to keep your looks. So, and he would be a fairly good-looking dude if he would get off the dope. I mean, it's just the way it is. But anyway, it's not easy when you're dealing with addicts. You know what I mean? It's not. There's no easy road. And here's the thing. A lot of times it takes a while to get somebody into rehab. A lot of times, there may be a waiting list. You may have to wait for a week. You may have to wait for 2 weeks. There's a lot of times there's a waiting game. And with a person that is addicted to meth or heroin or fentanyl, when they finally decide that they are ready for help and they're ready to get off the dope, you have such a short window of time. You have such a short window of time to get them that help. Because if he decides today, okay, I want to go to rehab, if we can't get him into rehab really quickly, just like what happened, they'll change their mind. They'll lose the nerve, they'll lose the ambition, and then you have to start the process all over again. And it is what it is. I wish there was an easier, quicker way to get people in help, but sadly there's only so many beds, and there are a hell of a lot of drug users right now. Good morning, Butterfly 71. How are you and your husband doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. We're out here this morning on the streets talking about homelessness and drug users. I myself was a drug user years ago. I've been sober now for quite some time, but my story is no different than any other person that ended up on the street. My mom is here in the chat with us right now. She can tell you how much I struggled with drugs. And so my point is there's always hope. You don't have to keep living your life that way. And, my case is not unusual. It's not special. My life is basically the same story as every other person that ended up on the street, except for the fact that I was successful in pulling myself out and basically starting over. I'm doing okay. I'm doing really good, Butterfly. Thank you. But the thing is if you're struggling with substance abuse, if you're struggling with alcohol, if you're struggling with any substance, you just got to know that there is hope. You don't have to live your life that way. It may feel hopeless. If you're on heroin or an opiate, you're dreading the withdrawal. And most people at a certain point when they're addicted to opiates, they just keep using to avoid being sick, because it is hell. It is hell on earth to go through opiate withdrawal. And but you just got to realize that you don't have to live your life that way. The drugs do not make you who you are, and you can recover and live a decent life. I am a very good example of that. I had a life, and then I ended up homeless, and then I have a new life. And I have wonderful children, and I have a decent life. And it's possible. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I can promise you that. So, my Killer Carla here can tell you that I struggled for a long, long time. Back in the 2000s, I struggled for a very, very long time with drugs. I drank, but I was a drug user. I never used IV drugs. I never used needles. I never did any of that stuff, but thank God I didn't. But again, like I said, my story is no different than anybody else out here on the street. We all have the same story. And that's why I think when I'm in these camps, I'm good at what I do because I know what people are thinking. I know what they're going through. I know how they got there. And just got to give people hope. That's the thing, hope. I say this a lot, but what I deal out here on the street, I'm a dealer. And I deal hope dope. Hope dope. That's what we call it. Hope dope. And sometimes giving people hope is all that it takes to pull them out of the shit and help them back on their way to, and as long as I've got a breath left in me and as long as Dash is still running, I'm going to deal as much hope dope as I can. Anyway, there you go. I'll get off my soapbox now. But anybody that's listening, anybody that has issues, if you ever need to talk, send me a message. I will never reveal your name or the details, but I can help you. I can promise you I can help you. If you just give me the chance, I can help you. You got to take the first step and reach out. Let's see, you have to want to make a change. Yes, Jeffrey. At a certain point, drug users want to make that change, but it's a fear. You know what I mean? I can tell you, let me tell you this. When I was a drug user, I used to think that I would never be able to go through life happy without the drugs. It was like when I was on drugs, I would see the world in color. But when I wasn't on drugs, it was like I was seeing the world in black and white, right? And I used to think that I would never be able to be happy again unless I had that substance in my body. And what people don't realize is that is absolutely not true. I am 1,000,000 times happier today than I ever was on drugs. Once your brain reaches homeostasis and your brain, starts to function normally without the drug and the chemical in your body, you will be happy. Normal things make me happy. Like last night, playing with the spider out on the porch with the kids. That's a happy time. It makes me happy. It's things like that. So, alright, well, I'll stop talking about myself and drugs. I apologize. But hopefully, just hearing that can sometimes be enough to, push somebody into wanting to make a change. Alright. Speaking of change, let's change over and see what's happening on the streets. We have a hazardous condition, 50th and Hancock, odor investigation on Runberg, and a broken water pipe on Southwest Parkway. Zero Foxtrot. The hardest thing for people to understand is people don't see reality the same way as us normal. Whatever that means, it's hard. It's used to describe other religions, and not understanding that can get people killed. Yes, yeah, that's true. Zero, yeah, I think that's true. Yeah. I myself, hey, there's another Waymo car. There's a Waymo. We're on the Waymo hunt. Myself, I shunned religion for a long time. Actually, my mom and I were just talking about this yesterday. I shunned religion for a very long time. I shunned God. I stopped believing in God, and I was very vocal about it. And it was such a shame. And it was about that time that I started thinking in those terms, that my life went to complete shit. It was about that time that I stopped believing and stopped having faith, that my life went to shit. So take that for whatever it's worth. I don't know if one has anything to do with the other or not, but I mean, it is what it is. That's just an observation. I'm sure every one of us in here knows someone that has issues with substance abuse. I think we pretty much all know somebody with issues. Whether it's drugs or alcohol or food or shopping or gambling or, man, when you have an addictive personality, you can get addicted to anything. Myself, I have an addictive personality. I no longer use drugs or alcohol, but what will happen is I will notice, like, if I find a movie that I really enjoy, I will watch that stupid movie 1,000,000 times over every night when I'm getting ready to go to bed. I will watch it. Like The Burbs, that was one of them with Tom Hanks. I would watch that movie religiously. And, it's things like that. Or music, or books. And I would just do these things over and over and over and over. And that's an addictive personality for you. You can get addicted to anything. The internet. The internet has not helped people with addictions. I can tell you that much. I mean, yeah. The internet's a crazy place. I think about this like with my kids. My son is going on 12 years old. He's starting to hit the age where he is noticing women. Let's see, turning to God to help you overcome your addiction. It's not a bad thing. Nothing wrong with that. No, it's not. But here's the thing. I didn't really turn back to God until after my addiction was over. Yes, it was The Burbs, Library Fox. I would watch that stupid movie. I bet I've watched it 1,000 times. I can repeat every line out of that movie. But I didn't turn back to God until after my addiction, until after I was sober, and then I started turning back to God again. So, well, I appreciate it, Killer Carla. Killer Carla knows the struggle of how I can get fixated on a book or a movie or something like that. She knows how that is with me. I don't know why it is that way, but it is. I can get fixated on something and until I basically just get sick of it, like The Burbs. A stupid movie. Oh shit, y'all. Anyway, enough about all that shit. We all have the thing is that the only thing that I do want to say that I am extremely happy about when it comes to myself, and then after I say this, I promise I will stop talking about myself. But the one thing that I am extremely proud of about me is I was able to pull myself out of the shit. I was able to pull myself out of the shit and off the drugs before my dad passed away, and my dad got to see me happy, and he got to see me build a family, and that's one thing that I'm extremely happy about, and so yeah. Anyway, that's enough of that. Thanks, Butterfly. I appreciate that. So, if you ever find yourself getting addicted to the burbs, you may have a substance abuse problem. Oh, man. Do y'all know that author, Michael Connelly? He writes the Harry Bosch books. I got addicted to him, too, and I read, like, every Harry Bosch book. I read extremely fast, and I read every Harry Bosch book back to back over and over for like a year. I would just read them in rotation, and that was another addictive part of my personality. Yeah, Butterfly, I haven't really told anybody about my drug use problem that I used to have, a little issue that I used to have. Sometimes I'll allude to it online, but I've never really talked about it before. Never engage in repetitive behavior or anything. Maybe I'm a little autistic. I don't know. I could be a little, I guess. It's possible. But my reading problem, I read a lot. I will even, like, if I don't have a book or a magazine to read, I will read the instruction booklet out of a universal remote control. I will read it front to back. I will read anything, encyclopedias, books, magazines, pamphlets. I have read, and I will keep, and I don't know why. I just read. I read. I had to listen to them watch the first season only. Man, I love it, Butterfly. Such an awesome creator. Joseph is now reading what is that? It's another author that is kind of like Michael Connelly, but I can't remember his name. It's another murder mystery. What I was going to say about the internet. My son, he's getting to the age where, he's noticing the women, you know what I mean? And had I had the internet back when I was a kid, I don't know what I would have done, because there's pornography available at your fingertips if you are not if you're not monitoring your kids' internet usage. They can see any kind of pornography that they want. They have access to unlimited amounts of pornography. They have access to violence. You can watch people being killed, people being robbed. The internet is affecting children, and if people don't understand that, then I'm sorry, you're blind. You've got your eyes closed. Kids are being ruined by the internet right now. And my son, he has a phone, but I have apps on it that keep him from being able to view certain websites. And even those aren't foolproof. You have to really monitor what they're looking at. And if you're giving your kids a tablet or a computer, and James Patterson, that's it, Butterfly. If you're giving your children access to the internet, unfettered access to the internet, I'm sorry, but you're not a very good. You're hurting your children. You're hurting your children, I think. Man, that was my 4-year-old, Zero. I don't even know where he came up with the dark web. Telling his mom and I that he wanted a dark web hamster. I'm like, what the hell? I know. See, no, he doesn't have a device. He's not on the internet. I'm talking about my 11 going on 12-year-old Joe. He has a computer from school. They don't even have books anymore. It's all on it's all on a computer. But and all their homework and their assignments are all done online now. Ruined kids, ruined parts of society they're living in. It's sad, man, what these kids are exposed to. Growing up, we didn't see people getting killed. We didn't see police shooting people. We didn't see, kids in the bathroom fighting and a kid falling and busting his head on the tile. We obviously didn't have access to the kind of pornography that they have today. I remember when I was a kid, we used to go to this video store in Melissa, Texas. It was a rental place where you can rent, you go and rent videos. There was a curtained off section in the back of that video store that was the pornography section, and my brother and I used to try to sneak behind that curtain just to see the pictures on the front of the box. Now you tell me that things have changed. My mom probably didn't know that. It was the guy that owned it. There was two brothers. They were twins, Grady and Travis Wright, and we used to go and try to sneak behind the curtain to see the porn boxes. Modern educate my grown daughter thank me for being so strict with her access growing up. She's 20 now. And see, Butterfly, that's good. They may not understand it when they're young, but as they get older, they will understand it and they will appreciate it. Kids shouldn't be seeing that kind of stuff, man. Kids shouldn't be, they're being desensitized to violence. And we wonder why we got so many school shooters and shit. They're desensitized to violence. They don't care about violence anymore. It's just a normal thing to them. Between the stuff they see on the internet and then video games, it's nothing but killing, violence, killing, and violence. I like James Patterson books. I really enjoyed his biography too. I like James Patterson. What was the guy that wrote the that series of books? Winter Storm. I don't think it was James. Maybe it was James Patterson. He wrote about. There was the author that wrote about the cop up in Minnesota. Oh, I can't think of it now. In the mid-90s, it was a hassle finding the juicy stuff through a 40K modem if I wanted to see something specific. Man, let me tell you, Library Fox, when I had AOL on dial-up, and if I was trying to load a porn picture, I swear to God, it took like 30 seconds. You could just see the picture come in line by line, basically. You remember how that is? Like, the picture would just start loading just a little bit, and a little bit, and a little bit, and a little bit, until the whole picture was loaded. Tell me you guys don't know what that's about. Things were much better 30 years ago. They were much better. But I'm telling you right now, if you have never been a kid with a dial-up modem through AOL online, trying to look at pictures on and forget it, you couldn't load a video back then. You were doing good to be able to load a picture. You were doing good to load a picture. 4.5 kilobits per second. Oh man, things sure were different back then. Do y'all remember there was that internet called I think it was Juno. I forget what it was called, but it was free. You remember you dialed into the server and it would be you would have to watch ads in the very beginning, but then it would give you access to the internet for a certain period of time. Was it Juno? Basically, it was free internet. You just watched ads. Q picked 80K. That was 20 seconds. Yeah. Killer Carla's she's gonna kill me once we're done with this stream. You know what? I never got into the news groups. Zero. Never got into them. We only had National Geographic as a kid to see half-dressed people. Boy, I remember those too. You could get those in the library. You get like the Fredericks of Hollywood magazines, the catalogs. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Looking at the Sears Wish book and looking at the bra section. Come on, everybody did that as a kid. Things were different in the 80s, man. I was born 1979 was the year I was born. I was almost born in 80. I was born in December of 79. And the 80s were wild for it to be a kid. Hammer down, we are talking about, good morning, sir. you jumped in right in time where we're talking about porn in the 80s and 90s. How we got on this subject, I'll never know. But we are talking about porn from the 80s and 90s. Yahoo! We're done. Holy shit. Kids don't realize how good they've got it today, man. Yes, man, the Sears catalog. The Wish book. Remember at Christmas time they put out that big ass thick Wish book? Among the last... Yeah, I was almost not a Gen X. Talking about the 60s and 70s. Storm Chaser Marks, born in 72. Zero. Wasn't his fault. Wasn't mine. I don't know how we got on this conversation. But I think we've all been there. But porn music. Man, I don't remember the music. But of course, you know, when we could get access to the videos, I never really watched much of it. Few minutes worth. Holy shit, I gotta shut up. I gotta shut up. Holy shit. You guys are crazy. My mom's gonna beat me for talking about this. Man, oh man. So I am gonna be. I've got to exchange my boots this coming week. My handmade boots that I've got from Chisos. They are absolutely, guys. If you wear cowboy boots and you want a really awesome pair of cowboy boots, you need to check out Chisos. Chisos. Chisos boots. Here in Austin, they have a store down on their store is down on South First. Handmade boots with the most awesome smelling boots you can imagine. They're wonderful, awesome boots. And Will Roman, the man that owns Chisos, is a Dash supporter. Not only does he support Dash, but he sent me a pair of their extremely expensive boots. I didn't realize how expensive they were. But awesome boots, man. If you like boots, if you like cowboy boots, you got to go down there. The boots that I've got right now, they don't fit me too well around my calves, so my brother's gonna get those, and I'm getting a brand new pair. Brand new pair. I've got them here in the car with me, actually. I can smell the leather right now. Let's see. Butterfly, did I miss a comment? Butterfly, say something. Morning HD. Butterfly. Storm Chaser ZF, hammered down. Guys, hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button yet and you're watching, hit the like button. We need all the help we can get right now. I can tell you that. I am about, on YouTube anyway, I am close to being, I'm close to reapplying for monetization again, and hopefully this time I will get it. We are really, really close to being there. In the last month, I have 2,908 watch hours, which is not bad. Not bad at all. Let's look at the analytics. This week I have 11.4 thousand views. That's across shorts and videos. 596 watch hours. I've added 49 subscribers this week, which is good. My Tyler Oliveira short is the best performing video that I have right now. Don't wear those around the poop buckets. No, I would not wear those into a homeless camp. Those are hella expensive boots. I've never owned a pair of boots that cost that much. I mean, they're handmade. The soles, the leather soles, they're they're not sewn on. They're actually on with nails. You know what I mean? They're top-notch boots, man. They are awesome boots. About 1,000, Library Fox. About 1,000. But we're getting there. I'm adding about 100 to 200 hours each. Well, it just varies from day to day depending on how much I'm streaming, but we're getting real close. Like I said, I was monetized and then they demonetized me. I was doing well for a small channel and then they demonetized me. I don't know if they'll give it back to me or not. I was able to reapply in March, but that's when they told me that I was reusing content from other channels. And it's like, what? Like, the only thing I do on YouTube now is stream. How the hell am I reusing somebody else's content? So, anyway, it is what it is. I haven't done a studio stream in a while. We're going to be doing a studio stream. I may do one tonight. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, about 1,000 is what I need. I'm at 3,000 and I need to get to 4,000. And somebody told me, you need to go on to Fiverr and you need to pay somebody. And it's like, no, I'm not paying for that. Like, what? That makes no sense. Why would I pay somebody to do that? Not only is it against terms of service and it'd probably get my account banned, but we're growing. The more I'm out here streaming, the more content I'm making, the faster we're growing. We're adding new subs every day. So we're getting there. We're getting there. But again, YouTube's not my main platform. My main platform is over on X, and I am monetized over there. I am monetized over there. My video of... let me tell you guys. Well, no, I can't tell you that. Sorry. I was going to tell you something that I wasn't supposed to be able to tell you. Let's see. Where are we at? Yes, absolutely. Any watch hours count. Yes, they do. Any watch hours count. Except for the shorts. If you're watching shorts, that's a different set of watch hours. And YouTube is starting to do a different thing. I was reading about this the other day, and I'm about to try to explain it. They're doing a thing to where if you pause a video, they're going to play ads to you as well. So even if you're not watching a video, they're going to play ads to you. I forget what they called it. Somebody was talking about this the other day, that YouTube is about to start rolling this out. So if you're watching something, if you're not on premium, which I'm on YouTube Premium, so I haven't seen an ad on YouTube in forever. But if you're watching something and you hit the pause button, it's going to pop up an ad on you. Videos you play on the studio stream, sometimes you got in trouble. No, it's not that. It's, so I didn't do that until here recently. Like I said, this was back in March where they said I was reusing content. And at that point, I didn't do studio streams. You know what I mean? So I didn't do studio streams back then. I just started doing those recently. And you know what? If they're gonna get mad about that, I mean, that's fair use all day long. It's transformative. I mean, I may not have my big ass head right in the middle of the screen, but you know, that definitely falls under fair use, in my opinion, anyway. So it is what it is. It's, you know, and the only reason I do streams from the studio sometimes is because, for one, it's easier for me. Two, it's cheaper. You know, it cost me, you know, just to come out here and do this each morning, you know, just in gas, $40 right off the top. So it's cheaper to do them from the studio. Those ads are annoying. Yeah, I haven't seen an ad on YouTube in forever. I've been a YouTube Premium subscriber for like the past 6 years, 5 years. I don't know. It's been a long time. I was when they very first came out with premium. I subscribed to premium, and I've been there ever since. So I haven't seen an ad on YouTube in a very long time. Now, back when I was monetized and I was uploading my videos, I remember, I could choose at what part of my video I wanted an ad to play. I remember that. So, I could put as many ads in, or pre-roll ads, or, But yeah, YouTube ads are annoying. But that's those YouTube ads are the only way that creators are making money. No, it's trouble for almost all creators to fight. Well, you know what? If they want to, I've been demonetized through them for so long. If they want to keep me demonetized, I really don't give a shit at this point. I'm really not looking for them to monetize me at all, because back in December they said that Dash was a dangerous organization. So, you know what? Screw them. Screw them. I've gone this long without them, and I'm going to keep going without them. And if I can seal the deal with this production company, I really won't need them, and I can give them the middle finger. Welcome to everyone. Like, share. Yes. Subscribe. Please. Do you happen to remember going to a scene at Capitol Plaza one night where a big group met up in the parking lot, and I believe there were pew-pews? I was there, May. Yes, I remember that, and I was there. Yes, I was there. That was a night that there was also a car meetup out at airport, and I forget what that cross street was, but I covered it there. Then I covered it at Capitol Plaza that night. Also, that night, I remember that night because that is the night that I met Kyle Seraphin. He jumped into the chat, and I've watched Kyle forever. So when he jumped into the chat, I've been a huge fan of his for a long time. He jumped into the chat, and I was like, holy shit, this guy's in the chat. Anyway, and since then, him and I have become pretty good friends. We, he helps me with some investigation type work. Danger to the commie, cronies, NGOs. Yeah, and that's why people always ask me why I do not have... Whoa, dude. What the hell is your problem? That ain't a dude, that's a chick. People always ask me why I do not have videos of... Why they never see the homeless people in my videos, and that's why. Because they will come after me about that. So, that's why I don't put people in my videos. Library Fox, exactly what you just said. But yes, I was there covering that, May, for sure. That was back when we had the police radios and we knew what was going on around the city. Yes, it was. Anybody know where we're at? Come on, somebody tell me where we're at. Without looking at the street signs and the intersections. Somebody's got to know where we're at. What this street is. Come on. I'll tell you, I'm at Amherst. Amherst and what's the cross street here? Capitol Plaza. Capitol Plaza was my... Yeah, May, that was the call that made me pretty much. That was the call that I started. I acquired body armor after that because with the guns and yeah, Palmer and Amherst. That was the call that I had to look for. I ended up getting body armor after that call. Because things get kind of crazy on the street when you're out here covering this stuff. I was looking forward to watching Game Nothing. It's like the game isn't sold out, but they show the game in Texas just like the Cowboys. Yep, if they don't sell it out. Yep. But anyway, like I said, I was looking for body armor. Body armor is hella expensive. It's very expensive, especially good body armor, good soft body armor. I wasn't looking for a plate carrier. I wanted some soft body armor to go under my clothes. And I had posted asking, hey, anybody have, any body armor they want to sell me? And a company reached out to me. Oh, what was their name? I can't think of it off the top of my head. But they reached out to me. It's a body armor company. And they were like, hey, we want to send you some body armor. And so I got level 3A soft body armor. I have 2 sets of them that I keep here in the car in case I have a rider with me. We would walk to Capitol Plaza to shop, go to the movies, Santa Claus, go to the green stamp store. Yep, Capitol Plaza. Right there on the right, it's the best fishing place. Yeah, there's so many, we see so many weapons and guns in these homeless camps now. There's certain homeless camps that I will not go in unless I'm wearing body armor because of how dangerous it's getting. And thankfully, the body armor that I have, you can wear it under your clothes, and it doesn't. You can't really tell. I mean, if you know what you're looking at, you can tell. If you know what I mean. If you know what body armor undershirts look like, you can tell that I'm wearing it. But most of the time, you can't really tell I'm wearing it. It does make me look a little thinner. It makes me look a little thinner. It's like wearing a girdle, kinda. But when it's 115, 110 degrees outside, believe me, you don't want to be hiking 5 miles with body armor on. That's tough. Yep, didn't recognize it. It's changed a lot. This is Palmer here. It's changed a lot out here. It's changed a whole lot. And body armor today has changed so much since I worked for the sheriff's department. Nowadays, this body armor is it's light. It's not really heavy, and it breathes a lot more than what it used to. Back when I was with the sheriff's department, the body armor, you had to put the chicken plate in yourself, or what we always called the chicken plate. I'm not sure what people call it now, but and the body armor I have already has the chicken plate in it. You don't have to actually put it in it. The ceramic, the chicken plate. Y'all know what the chicken plate is when it comes to body armor? Come on, somebody tell me y'all know what the chicken plate is. I'll tell you. So, with body armor, especially soft body armor, it may stop the bullet from going into your body. But if you think about it, that bullet is exerting a shit ton of energy right up under it. It's like me poking my finger into your chest, right? It's going to hurt like hell. That bullet hits your body armor on your heart. Let's say it's right over your heart. All of that energy is going to go into your heart right below that bullet, right? So a chicken plate, it's either a ceramic or metal plate that's about 6-inch square, and it sits right over your heart on the front of the body armor. That way, if you get shot in the chest, then instead of all of that energy going directly under that bullet, the bullet will compress that whole plate over your heart. You see what I'm saying? That way you don't, a bullet hitting you in the heart on body armor would still probably kill you if you didn't have that chicken plate in. And especially with soft body armor. It may, like I said, it may stop the bullet, but it ain't going to stop the energy from transferring into your heart. That's the chicken plate. Yes, I'm at Palmer and Lamar right now, actually. And why they call it a chicken plate, I guess it's because, people say if you wear it, you're chicken. I don't know. I think if you wear it, you're smart. And like I said, the body armor I had today already has the chicken plate built into it. Yes, that's exactly what it does, Library Fox. That is exactly what it does. Yeah. Keeps your innards from, taking a beating. I've never been shot, but I've heard even getting shot in the vest, it feels basically like getting shot. Like there's no difference in the feeling. It still hurts like hell. I guess I would rather it hurt like hell than kill me, you know what I mean? But do y'all remember back in the day, the guy that pizza guy that invented that body armor a while back? Have y'all ever seen that video? This is back from like either the 70s or 80s or something like it. It was way back. That pizza guy, I forget what city he was in, but he was tired of getting robbed and shit, so he made this, he made his own like homemade body armor, and then he had somebody shoot him to test it. Do y'all remember that video? The video's on YouTube. I know it's on YouTube. I've watched it. It's this man, it's a pizza guy that developed his own body armor and then let somebody shoot his ass. It's crazy. You wouldn't catch me testing that. Can you imagine going home in your garage and just kind of making your own armor and then saying, hey, neighbor, can you shoot me real quick, please? I want to test this armor. It's fucking nuts, man. It's nuts. Alright. Let's see where we're at. Hold on, we got to find an incident to go to. I've got to make some money today. Fire alarm, smoke investigation. Where is that at? Bannister. Let's see where this is at. I bet. That's way down. Let's head down there. Alright, we're going to head down to Bannister right now. There's a homeless camp down on Bannister. We're going to head down there and see... we're going to head down and see if there is a homeless campfire. I got to make some money. I got to take some video, y'all. So we're going to head down to the smoke investigation. When I come out here and stream, if I'm not shooting video, then I'm not making any money. Hang on, 19 minutes. Crazy indeed. I would also use my knowledge of physics to make damn sure nothing would happen to me in advance. You know what? Even if I was a physics guru and I built the perfect body armor, I still don't think I would test it. I don't think I got the Weebles to do that, to be quite honest. Anytime you have somebody point a 9mm at you and pull the trigger, I don't know. Getting tased is bad enough. I can't imagine getting shot. There's no way, man. I do not have a death wish. I enjoy my life. And people, that's the thing about, death wishes. I was wanting to talk about this a while ago and I didn't. When you're on drugs, a lot of times, you feel like, tomorrow is just not, you just can't get up and chase the dope anymore. I hear this all the time. People would rather end their lives than, continue the rat race every day. And while I understand that concept, I have never personally had suicidal ideations. I don't understand when people think that, they can't wake up tomorrow, or they would rather not wake up tomorrow. I wished I could understand that more of how that feels, to just want to give up. But And drugs, it's like when you're on drugs and you're every day you're having to wake up and chase the dope, spend more money, try to make money. I guess I can understand what it's like to not want to wake up the next day, but I've just never I've never felt it, so I can't understand it. And I wished, being out here and working with people that feel that way, I wished I could understand that more. That way I could empathize in a better way with people. And I just don't understand the feeling of not wanting to wake up. You got skills, you're confident in that, makes you take calculated risks, wouldn't likely see. Man, I'll tell you what, that is one risk I wouldn't take. I wouldn't want to be the person to take the shot either. Hell no, man, because shit, if you accidentally killed him, you'd probably go to jail. You'd probably go to jail, even if, for just reckless behavior or whatever. But I would not want to be either person. Alright, we're going to head down to Bannister, where there's a current smoke investigation underway. We're going to go head down there and see if it is a homeless camp that is on fire, because there is a bunch of homeless camps down there on Bannister. In today's world that we're living in, it's such a dangerous time. It's a dangerous time for people. The war could break out at any time between the United States and a multitude of countries. Things are expensive. There is a massive culture war underway right now. And, it's the left and the right fighting for their way of life that they think we should be, that should be the normal here in the United States. The way I was brought up, the way I was raised, God, country, family, military, you believe in those things. Capitalism gave us everything that we have. And the culture war that we're in right now is scary, because if you look at the left and the right, the progressives, our worldviews are two completely different realities. We have two completely different worldviews. And I feel that sometimes the gap in between us is so large that it cannot be filled. Like we have completely different views of reality. And I don't understand how that's happened. People say Donald Trump did it. People say that Donald Trump, when he took office, did it, but that's not true. Donald Trump is a symptom of a much bigger problem in this country, in my opinion. Donald Trump took power because of this culture war. This culture war has been brewing for quite some time. And it's the only way that Donald Trump made it into office in the first place. So, I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on that, about, the time that we're living in right now, the worldviews that we're witnessing. Sometimes I feel like there's no hope, that we can never come back together. And then other times I feel like that we are America. We've been through a lot since 1776. And there is nothing that we can't survive. If you look back at 9/11, after 9/11 happened, 9/11 brought this country together like nothing else could. You remember back in 9/11 when the Republicans and the Democrat in our government stood together and sang? There was so much, we were all together at that point. And I don't know. I wish there was another catalyst that could help, bring us all back together again. Because together we're strong, divided we're weak. And then you have countries like China that will take advantage of that weakness. They will take advantage of the culture war. They are already taking advantage of it. They're right smack dab in the middle of it. They're probably one of the main reasons that it's happening still, especially with social media. It's certainly not doing one man or a few. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I mean, I wish that it were different. And I'll tell you, I know what it is. If I have a conversation with a person that's on the political left, I don't want to say the political left because I've got a lot of friends that's on the left. I'm talking about a progressive. I can't even have that conversation. It just makes me kind of ill to talk about that kind of stuff. You know? I don't have a problem with how anybody wants to live. If you want to be a man, a woman, I don't care. It's none of my business, right? I really don't care. But what I do care about is when it's being forced on my children. That's what I care about. You know, and even when it comes to abortion, which is such a touchy topic, you know, it's not a topic that we, should be discussing. It didn't last, though, and horrible. It took something that catastrophic to do. Yeah, thousands of people dead to bring us together. And 9/11 was such a tragic and horrible event that now the people on the progressive left are using that and saying that, like, January 6th was worse than that. And I think that's insane. There's that catalyst. We've not had serious adversity from nature in a long time. God will remind us of His power. If it's not, yes. Oh yeah. God, I think, is looking down at what we're doing right now, and He's not a happy person. You know, we have free will. Library Fox, I think you mentioned this yesterday about, conflict in the world and free will. And I thought about that a lot last night. And you're right, we have free will, which is exactly why we are in the position we're in right now when it comes to the culture war. So a lot of people seem to think this is going to end with the United States in a civil war. I've read and heard people that are much smarter than myself talk about how we are already in a civil war. We just don't realize it yet. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if I believe that. I think the country's stronger than that. I spend a lot of time on the streets. I probably spend more time out here on the streets than just about anybody. Talking to people, seeing the crime, seeing the destitute, the homelessness, the hungry. And it's easy when you see this stuff every day to start viewing it in that lens that we are so divided and so split that the civil war is inevitable. But I don't think so. Even in all the nastiness, there's still something that makes us all American. So we'll keep free will because that's God's will. Let's see. Care when it's pushed upon us. Safety of our children. Yes. Okay, let's see. We'll keep free will. It's God's will, but a lot of people will get a spanking. And maybe they should. You know what I mean? Maybe that should be, what happens. I just, I fear for my kids. I don't think anything is going to happen anytime soon if it comes to war, but I think, a civil war, let's say back when our first civil war in this country, it wasn't one issue, right? It was several issues put together over a period of time that pushed us into civil war. And, it's not one, it's all. We're already in a civil war, and many of the left are going all out. Most, if not all, on the right are just sitting back, intentionally acknowledging what's going on. Yeah, like me, like I just said, I'm just kind of sitting back and watching, just what you said. Another crazy, I saw that this morning, Butterfly. The left is actively pouring gas on the fire, and the right. Well, the right. See, here's the problem. I think between the left and the right, you have the left that has just hit the gas and turned away. You know what I mean? They're going so far left. They don't have any morals or values. If they're gonna fight and fight how they want to fight. And the people on the right still try to hold some kind of principles, still try to, we're America, just what I just said. And in the process, we're getting steamrolled. They are butterfly, but do not underestimate them. They are ruthless people, and they're smart. And we can't forget that. They are ruthless and smart. And you don't want to get steamrolled by them. I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts. I've tried to keep Dash as apolitical as possible, simply to avoid confrontation and to avoid alienating anybody. Maybe that, some people say that's good, some people say that's not good. Some people say it's bad that I do that. Some people say that I need to take a stand, with my principles. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's good to keep Dash apolitical? The left is so crazy, they're eating their own at this point. They're turning on each other. Yes, you're right. I mean, they're just eating themselves. In the division. Yes, good morning, Miss Butterfly. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what's right. I mean, I have another, I don't even know if you guys know this, but on X anyway, I have another Dash account with like 5,000 followers that I've been slowly building kind of in the background. It's called Dash Media USA, which I've thought about using that account and making political content on the other Dash Media account, and keeping this Dash account as a kind of a local Austin account. Because I said this the other day, I think if you want to make change on a national level, it's important to start local. Man, this cop is still sitting here with this truck that's kind of ran off the street. They were out here while we were looking at the migrants this morning. I don't know what he's doing. It's a bad place to be sitting, though. Yeah, Jeffrey, like I said, I've tried to keep it as apolitical because I think with the local problems that we have, it's not so much about left and right. It's more about trying to bring everybody together to work on a problem. So that's why I've stayed apolitical. With the Dash Media USA account, that's where I think that if there's going to be politics, it should be there. I think. Anyway, we need wisdom to unify people. Smarts won't save us. It's like the right saying, facts don't care about your feelings, but left feels feelings don't care about your facts. Zero sum. That's a good point, Library Fox. That's a really good point. All politics are local, and if you want to solve local problems, it's political. Yeah, I believe that. But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying it's not political. I'm saying that I think it's important for this account, this channel, to stay out of the controversial issues. I posted about this last week when I posted about the elder care stuff. I have avoided the controversial issues for a long time because of the backlash that it brings. And but at the same time, with the elder care story, that is very relevant to what Dash does, because elder care is the one of the major players in the homeless arena in Austin. Uh-oh, we got a structure fire. Let's see. Let's see where this fire's at. Man, it was right there where we were at, too.
3325.
Alright, we're gonna get up to that structure fire. Man, and I'm in the wrong lane to get on the highway. Let's see, rules and laws come from some sort of politics. People don't want to change. People don't care. They're a big percent. Yes, hammer down. Problem with politics is when you try to talk about it with opposing forces, they can't be genuine. That is true. Elder care has been scamming Austin taxpayer for decades. And believe me, it goes back to what I was telling you guys the other day. I gave you a little bit of a teaser on what some of the content that I'm about to show you is about how the man hired a person. The guy hired a person to check his email and paid them $70,000 a year. You know, and that's wild.
On third floor. We got a very light day.
Okay, they do have a fire going.
Elevator shafts are clear. We're going to be looking for 3325 and give a better update.
They do have a fire going up north in that apartment complex. We don't want homeless people here, but you do what you can to help them anyway. You know, it's not that I don't look. How can I explain this? It's not that I don't want homeless people here. I would, you know, and it's like I tell these when I'm in the camps and I'm talking to these people, I try to tell them, it's like, look, you're homeless, you are on someone else's property, right? You're either on city property or private property. If you would respect the property that you're on, if you wouldn't go into these places and make these massive fucking camps and just start dragging in tons of garbage, life would be a lot easier on you. The people that own the property would be a little bit more understanding. If I owned a piece of property here in Austin and there was a couple of homeless people that moved in on it, if they respected the property, if they just camped there, if they didn't just start dragging in massive amounts of shit, I wouldn't mind them being on my property, especially if I'm not using it. But the problem is there are meth heads, they're meth addicts, and all they do is run around all day long and all night long collecting massive amounts of stuff. And they just completely trash the land that they're on. And, see, there's a camp right there, actually.
Take you right up to about the area that we're at. I believe
there sure is. I didn't even know there was a camp up there. Huh. Man, I got brakes going out. Damn it. I have brakes going out, y'all. Shit. Since day one. Wait, what is it named? Did YouTube not name the stream right? What? Son of a bitch. It didn't name the one yesterday right either. Are you kidding me? God dang it all. What the hell? You've got to be kidding me, man.
Truck. We've got engine 8, engine 28, Brent's 28. We're up here knocking on doors trying to find the source. We have an electrical smell and a light haze.
Hang on, I'm gonna fix it in YouTube Studio. God dog it. Click bang boom, thanks. Thank you very, very much for telling me that. I thought it was named right. I really did. I don't know what the hell is happening. I guess I'm gonna have to start checking and making sure. Okay. It should be right now. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know why it didn't update. It's also kept the live feed from the live until you went live again. It was weird. What in the hell is happening with YouTube? Save the Israelites. They all turned from God and mocked Moses, created a false god out of gold. There you go. Hammer down. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's happening with YouTube. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what the hell happened with that.
Repeat your traffic.
Coming back and commenting. Click bang boom. I don't know what happened with that. See, I think probably part of what happened with the SWAT call out was I was live off of my computer like normal, but then I also went live from my phone, and I think that got it screwed up. Yep, Butterfly, it should be the right name now. It's right everywhere else except for YouTube. I don't know why it's not updating on YouTube. I'm gonna have to start checking that. I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, I don't know why I'm sorry, but shit. Anyway, realize it's saying the stream title's acronym AADL sounds like German. Nobility. There you go. Austin After Dark. AADL. Yeah, it's funny because Austin After Dark is supposed to be after dark, and half the time it's during the daytime, even on Friday and Saturday nights. The Austin After Dark. So my plan is to have a Friday night, an Austin After Dark on the streets on Friday night, and an Austin After Dark from the studio on Saturday night. And I'm lining up some guests that's going to join us in the studio. We're going to have some fun with it. Hammer Down was out last night. Just popped in anyway. The title did not matter to me. I don't know why it's not updating on YouTube. That's odd. I'm going to have to open a ticket with Restream, because for those that don't know, the way I set up the streams, I set it up in one place. I set it up in Restream. You open OBS. OBS has a tool on OBS has a Restream tool that I name the stream and give it a description, so on and so forth. And then I hit update all, and then that's supposed to update the stream title for every platform. And apparently YouTube is not updating anymore from the Restream tool, so I'm gonna have to check that out. I did find a new streaming software that I'm thinking about trying to use to stop the disconnects. I found so have y'all ever heard of StreamYard? I don't know how it's gonna work, but I've been thinking about trying StreamYard, a browser-based streaming, just to see how that works, to see if it looks to see if it works any better, you know, without having like a native software like OBS. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna play around with some stuff, especially once I get rid of Starlink. Starlink is just hella expensive,
Hey, driver, can you put it on up?
and it has its drawbacks. If we were out in the middle of nowhere, like Storm Chaser Mark, like when I'm chasing or you're chasing, when we're doing weather and you're out in the middle of nowhere, Starlink is perfect. But you know, now it's in the city, it's not. Butterfly71, thank you so much for being on. Still going strong. Did you change anything? No, I didn't change anything. Butterfly, thanks for being on, young lady. I appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Hammer down? No, I took last night off to kind of doctor my elbow. Foxtrot, what do you mean I wasn't supposed to mention that? Wholesome content. Well, appreciate it, Library Fox. Thank you. Gonna have to look at the mallard duck head. Yeah, we're about to finish. Been going now for 2 hours, and I'm thinking about doing a stream from the studio tonight just to kind of hang out with everybody. I've got some videos I kind of like to show you guys tonight. So anyway, actually, I don't even know if I have my green screen with me. I guess I don't really need a green screen, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up here. We've been live for 2 hours. It is 10:41. Thanks everybody for being on. I appreciate it. Because X is working fine, no restarts. Yeah, I haven't had a disconnect yet either. So you know what? It's a rare day when I don't have like 15 different lives open on X. You take care of yourself, Butterfly. We'll see you on the next one. Anyway, guys, thanks for being on here with me. Butterfly, Holocron, Library Fox, Hammered Down, Jeffrey, Zero Foxtrot, Killer Carla, Quick Bang Boom, all of you guys. If I missed you, May, I know you're on here. You don't comment all the time, but thanks for being on, all of you people. I love it. You have no clue how much I appreciate you guys. And Storm Chaser Mark, you're on. Hey, you know what? This coming spring, man, you and I are going to have to hook up, and we're going to have to go do some streaming chasing. What do you think? I think that would be a lot of fun, sir. Guys, y'all have a good one. And like I said, I may be on this evening if I can get the kiddos to quiet themselves down for long enough. And